Hey guys, Crystal Grace here. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. So this one's all about what do people think and feel when they're viewing your photos or when they're looking at your social media. So with three piles to choose from, pile number 1, we have the Amethyst stone with the card Divination and card number 35. Pile number 2, we have the clear quartz stone with the card The Gift and number 7. And then we have card pile number 3, the Aurora crystal stone, and the card, how we pronounce this is Bladawef. I'm probably still not pronouncing it right, but the meaning of this word means flower face. So let's just go with flower face because I know I can pronounce, but Bladawef is how the book says you should pronounce it, but I'm pretty confident I cannot pronounce it properly. Okay. So just a quick disclaimer before we jump into it. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Trust the fact that because it's a collective reading, not all messages are going to correlate to you. So if it starts triggering you in any way or you start feeling very agitated or angry, please trust that that is not the intention of this reading. That is not why I do this. I do this because I love doing this and I want to bring light to your life, not darkness. So with that said, please just trust your logic and trust that anything that doesn't feel right, just don't accept it. So with that said, let's jump in to pile number 1. Hey, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So for those of you who chose the Amethyst stone and the card Divination, card number 35, welcome. So just a quick energy check-in before we jump into the main part of the reading. So naturally, when we think about the Amethyst stone and who you are, I would have to say, because it's a stone of peace, it's a stone that brings or is believed to bring a lot of calming presence to us when we work with these, when we work with this specific crystal. It also helps us produce more soothing dreams as well. So what I'm kind of feeling and thinking based off just that mere understanding is that I feel like for some of you could be fighting for your own peace at this time. Like you may be trying to make your life more drama free, maybe trying to focus more like on your feminine energy as opposed to your masculine energy here. And you could be having really wild dreams. Like your dreams, you might wake up really confused. Some of you could be waking up a little bit angry as well because you just don't understand. There's stuff happening in the dreams that like you're trying to do something in the dream, but there's obstacles or blockages or something like that. And I feel like for a lot of you who've picked this pile, like, you know, you're probably really big on seeking clarity of situations to understand why you're being faced with hardship and trials and tribulations. And if that doesn't sort of resonate, then I feel like you're already in that state of mind of peace. Everything's very calm. You're having very soothing dreams. You know, trials and tribulations have passed now. Like you're onwards and upwards. You're moving forward because you've managed to like control the narrative in situations surrounding you or obstacles coming your way. You're learning to find, or you have learned how to find peaceful resolutions as opposed to attack. It's sort of like you're not reacting anymore. I feel like it's live, let go, whatever that saying is. So that's sort of what I'm picking up with the crystal. So with the card, we have card number 35, Divination. So obviously this is very, you know, spiritual here, but we have guides, ogum, and tree spirits. I will be honest, I don't know what an ogum is, and please don't fire hate my way. I am, in fact, not a witch. I am apparently from another galaxy, and that is a whole other conversation for another day. So several psychics have told me, but so OM, so you can either pronounce the ogam as ogam, which is an early form of Irish writing placed around concentric circles. So the ogam letters represent a tree and also forms the Celtic tree calendar. Okay, so when I think about Celtic, and this is the Celtic spirit oracle that we're working with today before we jump into the reading. So obviously there's some strong ancestral ties or bonds to the Irish, the Scottish, the English and the Welsh here, because Celtic is, I don't know if Celtic, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Celtic is more across Wales, Ireland and Scotland. I'm not too sure about England, but I feel like for those of you who have picked this pole, you've got a strong connection or strong ancestral line with the UK and Ireland. Hello, darling. And those stone hedges is also coming through. Like I'm seeing, what's that show? Oh, and she's a time traveler. Like she goes back to the other, like time. I can't remember it. Drop it down in the comments if you remember. And it's that lady, and she's married in the 21st century. She's a nurse or whatever, so when she goes back, they like back to the 1800s, 1600s, they think she's some kind of witch. I feel like you guys who have picked this pile, you are very I don't know, like herbalists or naturalists, like witches, yeah, but I feel like a few of you be like, no, I'm not a witch. I feel like with the guides here, you do lean on your spiritual support team heavily. And if you haven't been, then maybe you should, especially those who are, as energy I was picking up with like trials and tribulations coming away. Guides will always help you. Spending more time with trees and tree spirits here, spending more time in nature. Maybe you guys are very big on nature. You're an advocate for people to spend more time in nature, or it's at least something that you know that you need to do at this point in time. I'm also seeing like a maze here. So I forget what they call it at the Crystal Castle. It's this beautiful place in Byron Bay, New South Wales. Totally, if you ever come to Australia, please go there. You won't regret it. It's just such a magical place, and there's quite a few magical places. Waterfalls is also coming through. I feel like those of you who have connected with this pile, you have a strong connection with water and waterfalls specifically. Some of you, the ocean, but more so waterfalls in forests. Spring waterfalls, natural spring waterfalls is also coming through, and some kind of connection with fairies as well is what I'm picking up from this card. All right, so let's see your sign placements. So we have Aquarius, we have Cancer, we have Gemini, we have Aries. Some of you are in your 20s, some of you are 18. But even like the 1800s, 1820 there, or 2018 is an importance year. We have Virgo here. We have, that is Taurus. And we have the South Node. So maybe some of those sign placements are in your South Node as well. So we'll leave that there. So we've got a H, we've got a K. Yeah, the 90s even, or the 60s may have an affiliation with you. Number 4, we have a rose, we have an owl, we have an S and a D. We have a Hello Kitty face. We have angels watching over me. We have a cat. We love our cats on this channel. We are cat people. We are also dog people. We're all the animal people. We have an elephant. We have, yes, the cat. We also have a butterfly. We have a mermaid. And we have a key, which has a flower like a rose on it as well. Alrighty, alrighty. So I'm going to keep going with this Celtic Spirit deck because I opened it up and I've had it for months and I've never used this deck. It's fresh, so fresh energy. We love that. I've got some more decks coming. I'm going to sell a whole bunch of decks on my Etsy store if you're looking for secondhand decks. It's just postage. Postage costs so much in Australia. It's ridiculous. Like, should have brought a post office. It's crazy. It's like pointless to even sell anything in this country because postage is just rubbish. All right. So, show us what people are feeling and thinking when they view pile one's social media or their photos. I want 5 of these cards. I'm going to do overall energy with these. That doesn't make sense. How are we for space? All right. All right, so we have the pentagram, card number 27, rest, card 21. The heart center, card number 29, peace walker. See, there's that peace energy again. Card number 9, this is a funny looking character. And the oak guardian, card number 2. Yeah, right. So, see how we have a pentagram here? We have this like sort of pixie fairy looking creatures here and here. And like, I would say this one to me sort of looks like a pixie gargoyle, you know, like you see those gargoyles on the castles. I feel like a lot of you have a lot of past lives in an era where there was gargoyles and castles and like, yeah. So I don't think I've ever connected to this kind of energy again. So it has to do with the deck, I would assume. So we have protection, balance, unity, okay? So some of you may actually be 27 or you look 27. So you could be in your 30s and people go, oh, you know, when they look at your photos or your social media, they can't get over the fact like you look a lot younger than what you are. I feel like when they look at your photos as well here, like you do give off this very witchy vibe. You do give off some kind of spiritual like essence. I would say there's something about your physique, or maybe it's your choices of clothing, the way you wear your hair. I'm seeing a plait here, like people really like the plaits that you put in your hair. I'm also seeing dream time here, and with the feather here, the Indian feather, I'm seeing some kind of connection here with like native cultures as well. So in that sense, when people are viewing your photos, pile one, I kind of feel like they really connect you with somebody who is very like natural, I would say. Like I'm not picking up a heavy energy with like, you know, like heavy makeup, like heavy eyeshadow. Everything is very natural. You have a very natural look about you. And even if you do get like cosmetic enhancements, or even if you do wear makeup, people don't think it's over the top. They don't, like when they're looking at you, they think it's just right. However you wear it, it's just right. I also feel like with the protection here, people, when they look at your photos, you seem very protected, like you seem very confident, well balanced here. And I feel like when there's you may have lots of photos of you in groups, And I feel like with the unity there, it's talking about like people see you, or what they feel and think about you is somebody who is about I don't know, like teamwork, or like you know what it is, and I'm getting the download now. It's like when people look at photos with you in groups of people, you don't hang out with people who look like you. You hang out with people who look like other people, like from other different groups. So you may have a very like random group of friends that, or when you go and hang out with all groups of different people, you don't fit in. It's like you look very different or out of place from all the people in the photos that you have photos with. And I feel like that comes back to this uniqueness about you. You don't look unhinged in your photos, and that's what I sort of picking up with that balance card as well. Like you're very well balanced. You look like you've got it all together. You look like you've got it made is sort of what I'm hearing here. So then moving over to the rest card, we've got stop, recharge, and self-care. Yeah, so that self-care is probably standing out most for me in this card. You look very much like somebody who takes care of themselves. You drink a lot of water, like you look hydrated, you look like you get enough sleep, you look like you're exercising, you look like you're taking a lot of care for yourself. And you also look like, I guess that's why you look like you are constantly recharging. You know how to stop and gain rest. Here, you look well rested, I would have to say. There is a big element to your self-care here when people look at you, and I feel like that's tying back into that age message coming through. You don't look how you should look for your age, and I feel like some people think when they look at your photo, you shouldn't look like that because they know what your past has been like. So how does pile one look like that when, you know, their past was like, you know, could have been filled with partying and, you know, lots of inappropriate, oh, well, I'm not going to say it's inappropriate, but, you know, like could have been a part of like, you know, long benders and blah, 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 something like that. So then we have the heart center, connection, love, receiving. I feel for some of you, what some people think and feel in regards to this is that you're not in a connection. Like they can see from your photos and your social media that you are currently still trying to find the key to your heart here. You're trying to find that special somebody. With the receiving, I kind of feel like people could view your social media as somebody who maybe isn't receiving love at this time. Like you could be really off love at this time. So maybe you've been posting stuff that indicates that you're not open to receiving love. And for others of you, it's the opposite. It's like you are open to new connections. You're open to receiving love. You are currently looking for the one. So that's sort of like a mixed message here with the heart center. So then the peace walker, peace, gentle, forward. Yeah, there's definitely this very unique, peaceful energy about you. I think when people are viewing your photos, you look happy, you look peaceful, you look like you don't have a worry in the world. And again, that all ties back into that self-care, well balance. I feel like people view you, I'm coming back to the protection here. Spiritual protection is heavily being seen around you. There is this glow about you. So I would say the people who are thinking that or feeling that are people who are already connected spiritually. They can maybe see in your photos there are other spirit guides around you. And there's probably a very large team, especially if you come from an ancestral line of Celtic, because that's a very old, like, not old, I shouldn't say that. What's the word I'm looking for? Like there's a long history there of the Celtic people, right? The ancient wisdom from the elements is that line. So I feel like we have gentle and forward here. So people may be feeling or thinking when they look at your photo, like you are looking more gentle. Again, working in that feminine energy as opposed to the masculine is definitely going to have you looking more approachable is probably the word. Maybe you guys used to look angry and now you don't. Like there's this different look about you. I feel like with the forward, it's more about forward movement here. So I feel like people may be viewing your social media specifically that You don't tend to sort of dwell on past. You know, some people on their Facebook, they're constantly dredging up the past. You don't do that. Maybe you used to do that, and all your posts now are all about the future, about moving forward, keeping it moving. And then we have the Oak Guardian. So threshold answers an open mind. So I'd actually feel like people were probably viewing you more today, having an open mind. Maybe you're a person who's presenting, you know, publishing stuff on your social media where you are looking for answers. I don't know. I'm also seeing here, like, you're not afraid to open up new doors. You're not afraid to go through doors of the unknown as well here. And doors where that might seem to be like a boogeyman on the other side. People are viewing you as somebody who's very strong now. You're very strong-minded, you're very strong-willed, and you're out there seeking answers. Maybe it could be to conspiracies here. It could be just to your own spiritual... like journey. So this is what I've got with these cards. Let's jump straight into the tarot. Oh, it's a lot. Love it. So we have the sun as the overall energy. I think that's amazing. You look happy, pile number one. Like, people are viewing your photos. They're viewing you. Give yourself permission to experience joy. Yeah, I kind of feel like, you know, this person is surrounded by sunflowers. Like, how heavenly, right? I think people are viewing your photos that you look quite heavenly at this time. Like, you look like the kind of person that everyone wants to date is the kind of vibe I'm picking up with this sun card. You're definitely being viewed, or your social media is being viewed as somebody who's out and about experiencing joy and happiness. Like, whether it is you're out in nature or whether it is when you're out socializing. But I feel like your overall energy, what people are seeing or feeling or thinking from your photos or social media is somebody who is looking quite beautiful and very attractive, but I can't help to think like she's hiding behind this sunflower. So I kind of think people see you as somebody who likes to play maybe hide and seek. You may like to be a little bit coy, right? And when I say coy, I mean like there's this energy about you where you're in a very playful energy at this time. So you may like do something and then pretend like you're not, sort of, you might be flirting with somebody and then like you pretend you're not flirting. I don't know how to explain it, but explaining coy, but that's sort of the energy coming through. So you definitely see the fact that we have the Justice card. I'm looking at imagery here. If you are new to my channel, welcome, but I like to more connect with imagery than the words, although I will at times. But you look like somebody who's really working behind the scenes. Like, when you go home, you put your hat up. Like, she's got her witch cloak here and her hat. You hang it up, you're spending time with your animals, but you are working behind the scenes and maybe working on yourself is the vibe I'm picking up. Or people are viewing your photos and your social media as somebody who's really putting in the work. Either, like, you know, with the Ace of Pentacles here, it could be business opportunities or financial opportunities. But I feel overall on the Sun card and looking at the imagery here, people definitely look at your photos and think you are finally putting the work on yourself. You're focusing on you, and they can see that in your smile. They can see that in your skin. They can see that in how you're presenting yourself. Yeah, I think that's really beautiful energy. So then we have card number 13, the Broom, which is the Death card. So tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. So I'm kind of getting two mixed mixed energies here. Like, I feel like for some of you, people are viewing you as somebody who's like cleaning out the closet and cleaning out friendships, relationships. Some of you could be being viewed as somebody who looks like you've had a change in employment as well here. I feel like people view you as somebody who doesn't like clutter. You like clean spaces. They could view you as somebody who's quite giving with donations and stuff. Like, you're always giving stuff away. Yeah, I feel like if you've recently posted about a breakup or anything, I feel like that's probably what it's really signifying to you. You may have not been very direct and said, I have broken up. It could have just been like something else, but people are viewing you with this death card that there is been a recent ending, and you can see it. You can see that a transformation has come from you walking away from something, you moving on, facing towards the future as opposed to dwelling on the past. So then we have the King of Swords. We can all learn important things from one another. You know, the King of Swords character, highly intelligent, right? I feel like out of all the kings, this one is very analytical. They're very logical. They're very rational. They're realists, right? So I kind of feel like people, like, when they view your social media, they think you're highly intelligent, pile one. Like, they think you're very witty. You know a lot of things, a lot of different things. But you may even have like this kind of serious approach or serious look. Like, the King of Swords people are very serious looking, and they've got very defined, like, jaw lines, and like there could be like, you know, a very defined nose, and like I'm seeing like a square jawline for some of you. So people could be just thinking, oh, you have a very chiseled face, or like a defined facial features. And for some of you, you may have really strong masculine facial features. Obviously, take that as it resonates. You look really strong and in your energy is what people are thinking and feeling when they look at your photos. Like, you look strong, like you look like you've got your mental health's in check, your physical health is in check. You look highly smart. And I think when random people just come across your photos or your social media, pile one, people just think you look quite smart. You probably give the impression you're smarter than everyone as well. And we see that because we have two people, like, she's on a typewriter, she's on a computer, and focused as well. There is like this focus surrounding you. So then we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have, wow, what an abundant opportunity. So what are people thinking and feeling? You know, they may actually make the presumptuous that you're going to be rich one day. Like, if you're not already rich or wealthy, people see you, they look at your social media and think you're made for abundance. They may even think and feel that you have a lot of opportunities brought to you. They may even think everything does get handed to you on a silver platter here. That does give me that vibe. That's not going to resonate for all of you. I definitely feel like for my channel, I attract a lot of people who have to work hard for the money, and we've got to work hard for our success as well. But yeah, I definitely feel like you guys give off this a very abundant energy. Like, people may even view you as somebody who receives a lot of gifts here. The Six of Pentacles is coming through, and the Six of Cups in my third eye. And then the Queen of Wands here, we have replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. So people may be viewing your photos as like, if you were in a state of despair at some point, like, people can see in your photos now that you've got self-confidence again. You've taken yourself from some kind of ending and you've transformed yourself to like the sun, for fuck's sake. That's like really big, beautiful energy. I'm sorry for the swearing, but if people are viewing your photos and the sun is the overall energy, like, I really didn't need to keep talking, I feel, but I definitely feel like for others of you, if you are still in that self-doubt mode, then I feel like people may be viewing your photos that you need to focus on self-confidence and not self-doubt. There could be for some of you that, you know, having the sun as the overall energy, your photos could be presenting you're out there experiencing joy and having good times, you know, socializing with people, but there could be this energy in some of your photos, pile one, where you still don't look very confident or as confident as you should. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. If you are looking for a personal read, head over to my Etsy store. Loads of listings and loads of reviews for you. Bye. Hey, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So those of you who chose the clear quartz and the card, the gift. So a little energy check-in to make sure you've picked the right pile. So jumping straight into the clear quartz and sort of the meaning around this is one that talks about spiritual growth. And it's one that really loves to entice us to look deep within ourselves. So those of you who have picked this pile, I feel like you could have just recently embarked on a spiritual journey, or you've had some recent spiritual like awakening or growth. And how this has come about is because something happened that made you to have to go on an inner journey. So to look deep within to understand maybe why you did what you did, or maybe why you keep attracting what you're attracting here. This crystal is also one that connects to, not connects, but helps us clear out blockages and, you know, in a sense, do a bit of a spring cleaning. So I feel like some of you are clearing out blockages within you. Like it could be like going on a date blockage. The idea of going on a date just petrifies you. Okay, that's a blockage. How do I get past it? That kind of vibe. And for others of you, you're doing a spring cleaning of like maybe just removing people from your life. So maybe some of you could have some very promiscuous, people that you may flirt around with, and maybe you don't want them lingering in your energy anymore. So you're spring cleaning people. And therefore, you're trying to invite energy into, new energy into your life that's going to help you attract what you desire, what you are currently seeking, is sort of what I'm picking up here. So then let's talk about this Celtic card. So we have the gift, communication, gift, and crystals. So some of you could work heavily with crystals. Maybe you like to gift people crystals, and I think when people receive... She has a very dark energy, this fairy, doesn't she? Have those eyes. So maybe some of you have a very bit of a scary look. Okay. Don't take offense to that. But see how people might actually be quite afraid of you, pile 2, because the things that you talk about, we have communication here, gift and crystals. So you may give people crystals, and when people tell them that you've gifted them, tell other people that you've gifted them crystals, it's in that communication, like people may become fearful of your spirituality here. I'm actually just getting a whole different feel off you guys. This group is totally different to the pile 1. But I actually feel like, you've picked the right pile. Like I feel like doing an energy check-in with you guys. I don't need to. You feel very confident. You know what you stand for. Your intuition's never wrong. There's something about your communication. You're big on communication, but you don't hide anything. You are who you are. And if people don't like it, then that's their sort of problem, is sort of the vibe I'm getting from this card. So we have Aries. We've got 80s. So some of you could have been born in the 80s. Maybe your favorite music was in the 80s. We have Gemini. We have Aquarius with Cancer. Gemini again. So we have 15 here. So I do have my thing set on adults only, but someone could be 15. Naughty. I don't know. I feel like if I didn't swear, I could probably open it up to teens. But yeah, something to think about. And then 4 is obviously, 4th house is Cancerian energy. And then we have Neptune here, which is Pisces energy. I'll just leave that in case you want to look at it. So we've got a G, a J, a D, a cat, a leaf, a turtle, an F, a 4, a C, a fairy, a key, a V, an O, another 4, 3, 1, and a H. The gift. You know, people may view you as somebody who is quite like you are like a gift, very magical. There's something about you. There's something very odd about you. I think people look at your photos and they can't put their finger on it what it is. So hopefully it comes out in the cards what it is. But I feel like when people view your social media, you leave them constantly wondering what is Pile 2 talking about. I feel like you're very cryptic in your communication. So I think a lot of you may be on a path of maybe spiritual awakenings for others. So you may actually like unlock, or you may, what's the word, activate people's spiritual growth through communication. So you may actually say stuff to people that triggers their soul. So it's something that their soul needs to hear in order to be put on a path of spiritual growth or development. And you may have never known this, Pile 2, but that is definitely something coming through. And I feel like when people look at your social media or your photos, some of them their spiritual growth could be activated by seeing you as well, is what I'm hearing. Now, would they think and feel that? Possibly more so in their subconscious. That's why I feel this reading for you is going to be very, very different. So show me what people are thinking and feeling when they look at Pile 2's photos. I think we wanted 5 cards. Some of you could be really in your masculine energy at this time. Okay, so we have the crone, fairy, godmother, fawn, oak, so oak, she, and the green woman. So feeling really called to just draw upon a couple of things from the fawn. I wanted to look at the book. This is all about new beginnings and educating people to see a new way of life. So that gives me that confirmation of what was energetically coming through here. But you're very special creatures, Pile 2. You are definitely here. You have been sent here, or most of you are on a journey of helping those spiritually like tap into their soul, to tap into their own spirituality. Spiritual journeys are a very personal journey. They're going to be different for everyone. No spiritual journey is the same. I'm a big believer of that. So in regards to the crone, fairy, godmother, we have wisdom, future, and truth. So I feel like when people view your photos or your social media, they see you as somebody who holds a lot of wisdom surrounding spiritual spirituality. I feel like a lot of you may be fortune tellers here with the future as well, or people view your photos as somebody who can predict the future, or maybe it's not your photos, it's what you're posting. Because when we think about social media, we don't just post photos. I feel like a lot of you post a lot of content, or random memes or something, like stuff that helps people to think about their future, stuff that invites the idea of, you know, working now to have a better future. And I feel like the truth here, people, when they look at your photos, you look like a very honest person. Like, you don't look like a, you know, a sketchy person, like a person who's going to steal somebody's shoes or like money. You look like a person who can be well trusted, is what I feel. Now, with the crone fairy godmother, obviously a godmother is somebody of age. So I don't know if like some of you are a lot older than other people around you here, or maybe people just look at you as somebody who might look older than what you are, okay? And don't take that as offense. That just means you are aging naturally and beautifully. And then, yeah, I kind of feel like some of you, it might be the clothes you wear. Like, people might think that you wear clothing. It might not be like physical features that make you look like they think that you look older than what you are. It could have something to do with the clothing that you wear, and even like maybe the home that you live in as well. Some people may even look at you and think that they remind them of their godmother, you know, or their grandmother, is what I'm hearing. Or like you're real wise, like a older, like godmother, grandmother as well. There is some kind of affiliation here with grandmother. So I don't know if this is when like your grandmother watches your social media or looks at your social media, she sees a resemblance of her in you or you in her. So then we have the fawn, so beginnings, willingness, and opportunities. So yeah, I had to look at the fawn. Funnily enough, so the person who made this deck, which was Nicola McIntosh, she, like, based off what I've just read, she says that fawn was the first fairy that she met when she went into the Fae realm. Okay, this fairy greeted her first. So I was weird that that's the only card out of the ones that I picked that I went and looked at the book. And it's funny because I feel like when people view your photos or your social media, they feel called to go and look, I don't know, maybe to go and look at other stuff that they would not normally look at. So I don't know if you wear certain jewelry, or like maybe you've got images or like objects in your photos that makes them go and look at something, and then they learn a new religion or they learn something spiritual in regards to these photos that you are posting. So I know that might sound a bit off for some of you, but it'll get to the right person, I'm sure of it. But yeah, I definitely feel like people, when they look at you, when they look at your social media, it puts them on a new beginning of like self-awareness or something. I can't put my finger on it. Let me know down in the comments, because surely some people have told you this. I feel like people look at your photos and they're instantly inspired to go and do something. So that doing something is going to be very different for all of you. It's not going to be the same, because one of you may not even be really affiliated with like Fae here, or yeah, I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm going to keep it moving. But so then we have oak. So we have strength, journey, and doorway. You know, number one is the start, right? Beginnings again. So what are they thinking? What are they feeling? I don't know. For some of you, look, the doorway message is coming through again. You take people, when they look at your photos, a new doorway opens for them. You're doing something to them very magical. And I don't know if you know that you're doing this. I'm curious to know what is it that you do in your spiritual practices is what I'd love. There must be something people, I wouldn't be surprised if you'd be really mind blown. So people look at you, your energy, it has this like impact on them to go and do something that they would never normally do. And I feel like it could be researching or like, and either way, whatever it is, it's to obtain strength and put them on a journey that they would not have gone on had they not looked at your photos, had they not looked at your social media. So again, whatever you're posting, whether it's your energy or it's messages through memes or like sharing articles, basically when people view this, what they think and feel about it, it's not like so much a thinking or a feeling reaction. It's like it's a reaction. Like they have to go and do something after they watch, like see your photos. You create a what's the word, like a physical reaction to these people. I'm so confused myself, but hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. So then we have the she, so ancient knowledge, help, and dimensional. So I feel like when people think and like what they feel about you is you're from out of this world. Like you're not like anyone that they've ever met before or seen. You have a very different look about you. And remembering here with the eyes, there's something about the eyes here. Like people get lost in your eyes or they're like see how there's a lot of dark eyes here? So it's sort of like people might think you might be even like a dark fairy here, like you work with black magic or dark magic. At least people might think this, not all people. But I feel with the ancient wisdom or ancient knowledge here, people definitely think that you, again, are a lot older than what you are. You have knowledge that maybe you shouldn't have. So I don't know what you're doing in a photo for them to think and feel this. Let me know. I'd love to know. Maybe you are working with witchcraft. So maybe that's what you post online. Special like spiritual practices. So that could be affiliated with that. So it's a bit hard to do these readings when I don't know what kind of photos you're presenting. So just bear with me. But, you know, with the help here, I definitely feel like people think and feel like, you know, they could go to you for help, especially about anything spiritual related. And then we have the green woman. So I love this, the feminine nature and oneness. So you definitely give off a very feminine energy. You definitely look like somebody who's very connected to nature. But again, there's this darkness in your eyes. People see darkness in your eyes. So I'm going to go with that. And please, there's nothing wrong with having darkness in your eyes. It's just you might just have really like brown, like dark brown eyes. Some of you may even have black eyes. I don't know. I just kind of feel like your photos kind of scare some people, but they're intrigued. They want to know you. There's something about you that there's something there. They can't put their finger on it. They want to get to know you. When they get to know you, like, or the more it's not so much get to know you, the more they explore your social media, the more they realize how much wisdom you have. Yes, Kat? Come here. What are you doing? Yeah, so this is what I've got from these cards. And just bear with me, that deck was never been used before. I opened it up and it hadn't even been opened. So let's pull some tarot. What are people thinking and feeling when they view power to social media? Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is like traditional meaning of the Seven of Wands, although I like to prefer to connect with imagery. Seven of Wands is a card, I don't know, it talks about being persistent, overcoming obstacles and challenges. But when I look at the imagery on here, people may view you as somebody who's like, this coming back to that darkness. Maybe you're a person who has, who's been maybe bullied or put down a lot in your life. So that could be that darkness energy coming through. You know, witches should hold other witches accountable, right? So I kind of feel like people may view you as somebody who will call out people's BS here. Like you will name and shame people for them to take accountability for their actions. So I don't really see that you are this person. I kind of see like you are this person. You invite other people to make people accountable for their behavior. So maybe on your social media here, you're not afraid to call people out for their BS. So it could even be the sense of you being a little bit like a troll online. So it's not so much this is being viewed on your social media. Maybe you do make posts and call people out for whatever they're doing, but I feel like this may correlate with like other posts. You're not afraid to like be like, oh, what are you doing that for? And oh, what are you doing that for? Like, you know, bringing to light. So people may view you with the Seven of Wands here as somebody who is not afraid to, you know, call a spade would be the nicest way of putting it. So then we have the High Priestess. So yeah, you have a very strong witchy energy around you. And it could be just fae energy if you don't resonate with witch. Because we do have fae energy among us. So we'd have 10 of Wands, 3 of Swords. Yeah, see, that's the darkness. 10 of Wands and 3 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. So what's going on here? Yeah, so I definitely feel like with the High Priestess here, when in doubt, your first gut feeling can always be trusted. I feel like when people view your photos, you're definitely giving off this vibe of witchcraft or like spiritual representation of whatever your spirituality is. But I feel like a lot of you must work with cards here and crystals, which we've already mentioned. So people may view you as somebody who's very like hocus pocus, and I picked that up with the 10 of Wands here. They may even view you as somebody who likes to spend a lot of time alone here. All these people are alone. And again, if you are the person that sort of, you feel like people are always pointing their finger at you, I feel like people may view your photos as why you spend a lot of time alone. Ten of Wands energy here is quite different. So we have why make things so much more difficult than they need to be. I don't know. I kind of feel like, you know, I get a very tired energy here and she's crying. People might get very like confused about you and what state of mind you are in here. I feel like some of you, like some photos, you look like you might be really tired. You might be hungover. You look like you've been really busy, you're burnt out, is what I'm picking up with the 10 of Wands. And then for others of you, the 3 of Swords, like you look really sad, or you look like you've been crying, you look heartbroken. Again, this is probably tying back in with this black eye, like this energy. And then for others of you, you look like you're really focused on your goals, your dreams here. 8 of Pentacles is about working hard, putting in the time and energy. Sorry, but fairies aren't going to come and do all the work for you. Yeah, so there's this independence about you as well. So I feel like people are kind of confused with your energy as well. I feel like some photos, they feel like you look like you, I don't know, need a good sleep, okay? And please don't take offense to this. Others of you, you look like you spend a lot of time alone. Like maybe you've got a lot of just selfies always by yourself, or just you and your cat here. Like it's always just you and your animal. You don't seem to be around a lot of people or socializing with a lot of people. Also, your social media makes people think you spend a lot of time alone. Even the library, some of you may actually hang out in a library, or they may see that you spend a lot. Again, loneliness is really coming through here. It's okay to cry. You know, maybe people do view your photos or your social media. Maybe it's like you post stuff on social media about feeling emotions, embracing emotions, and people look at your photos and may actually think that it invites them wanting to cry, because maybe they look at you and see like you are grounded, you are wholesome. So I don't know whether or not they make assumptions of what you post, and that is why you look the way you look. Like you sit around having a big cry, so that could be the reason why you look tired. Or you sit around and have a big cry, and that's why you look sort of rested and content, because she looks quite content. I don't know. I'm going to have to be really blunt, and hopefully it doesn't offend anyone, but maybe some of the photos recently you've posted, people just see you as somebody who's very much in a low vibrational energy here. And then for others of you, they see you as somebody very independent, somebody who's working on themselves, working on their empire, just busy working. But when we are focused on being busy working, we can burn out and we can become very lonely and isolated because we're too busy working on our hobbies. Like she's working on a fairy garden here. That is very unique. So people definitely view your photos and your social media as very unique and different. They probably don't know anyone else who's doing what you're doing. And although there could be other people doing what you're doing, you're the only person they know that does that. But yeah, there is this sort of dark energy around you guys here is sort of what I'm picking up. But I'm going to leave it there. I hope that found the right viewer. If you are looking for a personal read, just head over to my Etsy store, loads of listings and reviews. Bye. Hey, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So those of you who chose the Aurora Quartz and the card Flower Face, we're just going to go with that. Card number 22, this is your pile. So just a quick energy check-in surrounding your crystal here. Some of you could have some emotional regulations at this time, and maybe you're needing some help feeling stable and grounded within yourself. Or you've already sort of done that. Maybe you've just come out of a period of emotional instability and now you're feeling more stable and grounded within yourself. This stone is a very protective stone. So you could be a person who likes to protect all their loved ones, but really protect them. So you are like a ride and die kind of energy is what I'm picking up. Again, it's nice to be switching between piles and picking up very different, unique energy. So thank you for that. You're very ethereal. There's something very like angelic about you, okay? And that's not just because we've got the, the Aurora Quartz here, or angel quartz. Take it how you feel. I don't know. I just feel like you're very special person, very humble. And I feel like you might talk really quietly as well. And you talk really really calm and peaceful. And you like to monotone and really grounded, if you know what I mean. Hopefully I wasn't trying to offend anyone there. So then flower face, okay? So we have transformation, power, and wisdom. There's something very powerful about you, and I think you've probably gone through a lot of transformations here. And through every transformation, we do become wiser. And the more wiser we become, the more confident we become. So I kind of feel like for those of you who have picked this pile, you know, maybe you had a really rough start in life and you've had to be very independent emotionally, mentally, physically, a lot earlier on than you should, is sort of the vibe I'm picking up here. All right, so we have 16. I do have my channel set to adults, so we might have an intruder. No, I could probably unlock it, but I don't know. Anyway, 70. Some of you could have been born in the 70s or are 70. We have Cancer. We have Taurus. We have Virgo. Sagittarius. Libra. Cancers again. And we have Jupiter. No, we don't. We have Saturn. Capricorn. Saturn, karmic. Maybe you are very karmic for a lot of people. Pile number 3. This is not where we're at. This is where we're at. You might get easily distracted as well. Like once you're on a roll, like you may forget to do stuff. You're a bit of a thumbtack. No, I don't know why I leave it in there. I just do. I like to stab myself in the finger. Q. We have a 5. We're obviously 22 here, so some of you could be 22. We have a peace symbol. It kind of looks like an American sort of peace symbol. We have the affinity symbol. We have number 2, a 6 or a 9, another 9 or a 6. We've got a dinosaur here, very old school. We've got a H, a Z, a 7. You could have very strong morals and values. We have a B and a hot air balloon, a W or an M or a W. The number 1. We've got J and 2 G's, so GG. I feel like you're always watching people. I feel like you do a lot of people watching. Maybe you guys are really judgmental. I'm seeing very high class images, like well-presented people, always, outfits are always on point, hair's on point, like shoes match handbag, nails are always, you know, amazing, not like mine today. And please don't take offense to anything that you either embrace. I feel like you embrace who you are. But yeah, just if it offends you, this isn't your channel. Okay. All right, so I'm already picking up, a lot of you may have picked this pile. There's a lot of different messages coming through with these cards, and you're not all going to resonate with every message that needs to be acknowledged. So we have card 25, dream, manifestation, plan, and be. So what are people looking at? What are they thinking and feeling when they look at you? I kind of feel like you're a person who looks very organized, routine based. Did we have Virgo come out? Yeah. I feel like you look really well put together is what I pick up with this dream. I even feel like people look at you and think you are like a dream. You look very aesthetically beautiful, I feel. And I feel like with the manifestation, your reading is already like, and it's great. It's completely different reading to the other two. people, when they look at you, what they think is they want to try and manifest you. And I think with the dream here, a lot of people dream about you after looking at your photos. Some of you have got a very strong sexual energy around you, and I think this invites other people to explore their sexual desires. Sorry if that offends anyone, but there's something very maybe provocative about your photos, or you just ooze this sort of sexual energy, so people get enticed to go and, you know, if I'm going to consider having teens on this channel, I have to be start educating myself to not go down that path. But then we have sacred waters, deep healing, emotions, and pilgrimage. I feel like with this card, you don't look like you come from a low socio-economical class, okay? I'm working class, so please don't be offended by me saying this. I come from working class, generation after generation of workers, and I'm proud of that. So be proud of whatever class you come from is all I'm getting at. But I feel like you don't look like you come from working class. You look like you come from like upper class is what I'm sort of hearing. Middle class to upper class, and then upper class. Other people might look at your photos here to pile two and see that you are quite emotional. There, you have an emotional depth to you. You know, you could even look like somebody who's gone already on a journey of deep healing as well. And I feel like a lot of people who think that about your photos are people who have known you from your past. As mentioned, you've had sort of like a rough start to this life. So I feel like when they sort of come across those thoughts, it's from those people who know your journey, or think they know your journey. So then we have She of the Woods, peace, connection, and home. People may think and feel like you spend a lot of time in your home. They may even think and feel like you have a very peaceful home. So maybe you take photos of your home or around your home. And I feel like your home has an aura around it. So their thoughts are actually coming from something they may not actually see in the photo. It's the energy in the photo that comes through to them, if that makes sense. So then we've got the herbalist, so herbs, medicine, and healing. People may see you as somebody who, when they look at your photos, who is really big on herbal medicine. So I'm also hearing green thumb, and maybe some of you take photos of plants or like your herb garden or something. So I feel like it's just about that for a lot of you. But we have healing again here. So healing and healing. So there is this energy around your photos, pile number 3, that people see that you've done a lot of healing. They may think you are healing through herbal medicine as well here. So that could be like green teas and all those sorts of, yummy teas that help us relax, sedate ourselves. And then we have surrender here. So let go, freedom, and flow. I would say there's this sense of freedom in your photos. You look like you don't have a worry in the world here. I think there is this like facial expression that you may have consistently that can be consistently seen in your photos, where you look very peaceful right now, like things in life look really good. You look calm, cool, and collected is what I'm picking up. I feel like people also think that you are somebody who just sort of goes with the flow. You look easygoing and relaxed. So again, this is very different to this very planned routine person. That's why I feel like there is mixed energies here. Definitely not all messages are going to correlate, because this surrender energy is very different to the energy coming through on that dream card. You seem very free-spirited, free-willed as well. You're a person who sort of lets go of things that don't serve you and you move on. I feel like people look at your photos and see you as somebody who's very drama-free. You have no drama in your life is sort of how I feel these people connect with your energy when looking at your photos. there anything else here? I think a lot of you on this pile could be single. So people may view your photos as somebody who looks really good because you're single. I don't know. That's really... okay. What are people thinking? Wow, you've got competition around you guys. Wow, you have the Six of Wands. This is great energy. Let's see what we've got here. I'll just move this over here. So with the Magician, nice. So manifestation on manifestation, that's great. I'll just chuck that there. 10 of Cups. Oh, 7 of Swords. And 5 of Wands. I want to talk about 5 of Wands first before anything. You have a lot of, when people look at your photos, you spark competition. They want to compete with you. You may actually have a lot of friends who try and marry up to your looks, is what I'm hearing. So I feel like when you say you're going to do something to your body, it creates, and then like you post a photo up so then people can see whatever you're doing to your body, or like, you know, your face, hair, whatever, they see it work. So then it creates this competitive energy around you. I feel like when people look at your photos here, it creates a lot of jealousy and competition. So a good coven lets every witch have a say. I feel like whatever you say on social media, it creates like adversity within people, within themselves. It creates this sort of jealous spark in order for them to like want to compete with you. And why I am picking this up so strongly is because of the Six of Wands. You're kind of a big deal, so start acting like it. I definitely feel like when people view your photos or your social media, you have some kind of fame around you, okay, whether or not you believe it, but there is this energy around you that you may not be aware of at this time, and for others of you, you are aware because you could be doing something that is very big on social media. But I definitely feel like people may view you as somebody who still stays quite humble in your photos. And for others of you, you are presenting yourself to be like, well, this is who I am and I look great. Like, you know, you're owning it. And I feel like people, when they look at your photos, that they can see you've got big energy. Like you're a person who's going to go places. You're a person who's kicking goals, achieving everything that you set out to do. And I love how that sort of ties back into that dream energy. I feel like you spark a lot of curiosity with people when they look at your photos, because I feel like for a lot of you could be the, like, you know, the tarot community, people who've got their own channels and stuff, because I know we all love to watch each other's platforms because we love it. Maybe that's who's picked this pile. But yeah, I definitely feel like the more people engage in your social media, the more they realize you're actually a big deal. You know, you are doing something pretty big, pretty unique as well here. So we have the Magician here. You have everything you need to do anything you want. So I think when people look at your social media here, pile number 3, they see you as somebody who's like a jack of all trades. You're the master of your trade as well. So whatever it is you're doing that makes you a big deal, people can see in your photos or your social media that you actually are really good at whatever it is you are presenting to the world on your social media. And you're a person who likes to try different things, different hobbies as well. And that's what people see when they're watching your social media, or when they go scrolling through it. I feel they can see over the course of your history of your social media that you've tried many different things. And because of that, you've got so many different tools in your belt, so many different skills in your belt. There's not really much you haven't tried, is what I'm hearing. It's not to say you've tried everything, but I feel like that's what people think and feel when they look at your social media. I'm loving the 10 of Cups here, guys. This basically tells me when they're looking at photos, they're obviously looking at photos with you, with family, and how well connected you are to family. We have 3 generations in this photo, or it could even be like a blended family here, but okay, but sometimes it really is all rainbow and smiles, and I kind of feel like people just think your life is pretty good. Like, you know, you have good family, you've got good friends, you know, we have a rainbow here as well. Like, you always see over the rainbow. You may take a lot of photos of rainbows here as well, and you might put some kind of cheesy, you know, manifestation quote with it, so people kind of see you as somebody who's always looking at the brighter side in life when they view your social media. And I kind of feel like you definitely make people think with your social media that family always comes first. I'm curious as to all the bottles around them here. Like, if that's a party, like, that's, I don't know, maybe they look at your photos and think you drink a lot. They might think you drink around children here, or you like to have drinks at the beach. You may always be drinking at the beach as well, is what they may see when they look at your social media. You don't mind a few bevies at the beach. I am that person. I wonder if this is my pile. I don't ever set the intention to have this, like, to pick a pile, but I didn't really ever notice that with this card before, but that's like a party at the beach, really. Because, like, when I go out with my friends, so I went out with friends the other day, and one of my friends is 60, another one is 45, I'm like 39, and my other friend was 33. So we were all different age groups, right? Maybe that applies to you guys. Maybe you don't have a set style group of friends here. You have, like, your friends with everyone. So 7 of Swords, are your actions really as selfless as you think? So for some of you with this 7 of Swords, I kind of get the impression some people might think that when they look at your social media and your photos, what are they thinking? What's going on here? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like what I'm picking up here is this might have more to do with messaging, or, like, not messaging, but words that you post, like articles or memes or whatever. Like, they might view you, or what they think, they might actually think you're quite secretive and strategic, to be honest. So when people sort of really looking maybe into your eyes in your photos or something, they kind of think that maybe there is hidden agendas here, or hidden information that you don't share with everyone. For others of you, it could be the fact that people think you have a lot of secrets that could hurt other people. So they might view you as somebody, might even tie it back into, if you are like a tarot reader here, people may actually think about you as somebody who could do a lot of damage by revealing other people's secrets or strategies. Like, it wouldn't take much for you to crush somebody, is what I feel. Like, people may see you as somebody who's very powerful here with this 7 of Swords. You can control narratives or situations with your mind. So I don't know if some of you are quite psychic here, or at least this is what people think and feel when they view your social media. Some of you may be viewed as very cunning and manipulative, because the Magician in a low vibrational sense can project that. But I feel like it's not what you do. I think people, when they view your social media, it's when they realize that you could really, like, fuck somebody's life up, because you know things that other people don't know. So I don't know if it's because these people have confided in you, and then you might post something on Facebook and they're thinking, oh, is that status, you know, or is this article or meme projected at me? And it probably is. You know, or it probably isn't if the shoe fits, right? Pile 3. But I just kind of feel with this 7 of Swords, I think a lot of people view your social media and your photos as like, don't mess with pile 3. Like pile 3 can fuck you up. You come for pile 3, like pile 3 will come for you, but in a way that they won't see it coming. I kind of feel like you can play pretty good mind games here. And that's probably come from a lot of like stuff you've endured at a young age, okay? I don't think it's easy for people to fool you. I don't think people, like maybe this is what they're thinking, like you can't be fooled. You already know people's hidden agendas before they can even inflict their bullshit onto you, is sort of what that 7 of Swords energy is sort of coming through. I kind of feel like some people look at you and think that you're not as nice as what you present yourself to be. You can be quite like toxic. We can all be toxic. But again, this is a defense mechanism here. And I think you learnt this at a very young age. And then, yeah, 5 of Wands we've already sort of touched on. But I definitely feel called to say again to you that you have a lot of competition. You get a lot of jealousy. You spark a lot of jealousy with your photos and your social media as well. So I don't know if it's because of the whatever it is you're doing on there, or if it's just genuinely how you look. But a lot of people sort of want to be you but can't be you. You do something very differently, very unique to others in your field. And I think because of that, it just creates a lot of disappointment in others. I feel they feel disappointed because, I don't know, it's really bad to compare yourself to other people, and until those people learn that, it's really out of your control there, pile 3. But that is all I have for you guys. Really hope you enjoyed that message. We got there. Hour and 20. I need to go to life. No. Anyway, if you are looking for a personal read, just head over to my Etsy store. Loads of listings and reviews there, and I'll see you next time. Bye.